Welcome to the PM Hospital ride-along video. I'm going to start out at the WCTC in stall 3. Remember that even though this video is speed up, the speed limit is still 10 miles an hour in the vicinity of the WCTC. At the stop sign, you'll take a right onto Lot 43 North Drive. Please remember that oncoming traffic does not have to stop. On Lot 43 North Drive, the posted speed limit is 25. However, we have a special CAN bus speed limit in place of 20 miles per hour. As you approach this curve, look ahead because you will need a little bit of the opposing lane. At the light, you'll take a left onto Hawkins Drive and you'll turn directly into the left-hand lane. Since we're driving the PM version of this route, we are going to serve Arena first. And the entrance to the arena lot will be the first left on Hawkins, right after those pedestrian signs. Once you're in the arena lot, you'll take a right after that newspaper box just before the bus shelter. And this turn can be a little awkward. You have to go wide but also turn pretty tight to end up close to the curb that's on the right. If you can't quite get there or you're just driving the struggle bus that day, you can stop in the middle and kneel the bus too. So once you've served Arena East, which is a mandatory stop, you'll proceed to Arena West, which is also mandatory. And because this stop is at an intersection, we'll stop at the near side of the intersection so that we know we don't have to worry about the tail end of the bus being in the intersection. You'll proceed straight to the stop sign, and you'll take a left onto Finkbine Commuter Drive. On this side of the railroad tracks, the speed limit is 20 miles an hour, but it's unlikely you'll actually get up to that speed because you'll just have to stop for the railroad tracks anyway. Make a complete stop behind the arm of the railroad track warning lights. That way if a train were to come through, it wouldn't hit you. And proceed when the way is clear. There are several trains a day through the Finkbine railroad tracks. So we'll take not this first right, but the second right into the actual lane of parking. And when there are cars parked in the lot, these roads can get pretty tight, so we recommend just driving up the middle, and if you meet oncoming cars, just pull over as far as you can to the right and let them pass you. We'll pull into Finkbine North, which is a mandatory stop, and you'll stop with your front door over the last raised square of sidewalk. When you leave Finkbine North, you're going to do the closest thing to a U-turn that a bus can do, and you'll take a big left down the next row of parking. And again, you can just drive up the middle here. It gets pretty tight. At the bottom of the hill, you'll pull into Finkbine South, which is also mandatory. And again, you'll just stop with your front door over the last raised square of sidewalk. After leaving Finkbine South, you will take a left onto Finkbine Commuter Drive. And on the Finkbine side of the railroad tracks, the speed limit is 15, and that's because this road is very windy and narrow. So you'll want to stay close to your side of the road, yield to oncoming vehicles who might be using any of your lane. Again, we'll make a stop for railroad tracks. You might see some turkeys or a coyote. It's great for wildlife spotting. Once we're north of the railroad tracks, speed limit goes up to 20 again. And we're gonna proceed straight to the intersection with Hawkins. Make a complete stop at or before the sign, and we'll be taking a right. And even though the speed limit on Hawkins is 25, there's a good chance that the people coming up the hill from your left are speeding. So proceed with caution. Up ahead on the right, you'll see a pedestrian sign. Just past that sign, there's an optional stop. That's called Arena on Hawkins. Don't forget it's there. It is optional, but just keep an eye out for people who might be waiting. And then we'll take a right back onto Lot 43 North Drive. Again, just look ahead, yield to anyone who might be using your lane, especially other large vehicles. Take a left into the WCTC. You're going to treat it like it's two lanes in the same direction, and you'll travel in the left-hand lane. We'll make a stop at the crosswalk, which is mandatory. Check left, right, left, and proceed when the way is clear. And we'll take a right around the WCTC. Again, video sped up, the speed limit's still 10. And we'll stop again in stall 3. It's a good idea to kneel your bus. The passengers really appreciate it. And don't forget to take accurate counts.